Hey guys, it's me again. And yesterday I did the Battle Fairytail arc. Today we are doing the Oracion seis arc. After some time, we realized that there are two to three other guilds. Dark guilds, I mean. One of them was the Oracion seis, and if you read the board from the episode, the other one says Grimoire Heart, which is basically all I read. The people who are going to be representing Fairytail are Natsu, Gray, Urza, Lucy, and Happy. And they're going to be teaming up with three other guilds, which are Blue Pegasus, which we heard about a bunch of times, Lamius Scale, and a new guild and Kid Shelter. As they go there, first we meet up with the Trident Knights of Blue Pegasus, which is composed of Ren, Eve, and Hibaki. Then we meet Ichiya from Blue Pegasus, who is obsessed with Urza. And we go later, after a few minutes, we meet Lamius, which is comprised of Leon, Sherry, and one of the head wizard saints, Jura. Then we see Kate Shelter, which is comprised of I almost said Lucy by accident, which is comprised of Wendy and Carla. As they do this, Christina, one of the Blue Pegasus things, falls apart due to the irrational seis. They each talk about all of the irrational seis, and yeah, I don't. As they go fight, they all get beaten down, but we do get a clue. When Urza is fighting Cobra, he gets we see Urza's flashback again at the Tower of Heaven, and then Cobra says, "Wait, you were there?" Which indicates that Cobra was part of the whole Tower of Heaven. And Cubelios bites Urza's arm, making her invulnerable, basically poison. Then Carla reveals that Wendy could cure fevers, colds, chills, venom, and says that she is the Sky Dragon Slayer. That's why she wanted to do the whole, take down the irrational seis, since she's heard about Natsu and that he was also a Dragon Slayer, to see where her mom, Grandina, are. As the irrational seis head back to their secret hideout, it shows that the irrational seis have Jalal in their place. They want Jalal revived so that Jalal could show them where Nirvana is and unleash Nirvana. After when he revives, she gets knocked out, and the others start looking for her. Later on, Gray encounters Racer, one of the irrational seis, and decides to go up against him. It starts off normal, as Gray is not able to hit Racer due to his fast reflexes. And Racer spawns up one of those motorcycles. That's what I'm gonna call them. Sorry, I'm not explaining a lot. It's just that I'm just tired. As they do this, the others are still looking around for Wendy and Happy, and then as he's fighting Racer, Gray encounters Leon in sight and tells Leon to help him. And when they do this, Gray spots something of Leon that surprises him, which is basically him casting with two hands. As you saw for the first time, he was casting with one hand. As they try to attack Racer, again, nothing happens because Racer is too fast. But then Leon notices something, that the birds are moving really, really fast. And Leon has an idea by freezing Gray and running far away from the jungle as possible. As they do this, Gray shoots an ice arrow basically defeating Racer, and then we see Racer's path in the Tower of Heaven, and his prayer was basically just to be faster than anyone. As they group up with Leon, Racer has basically attached like 5 bombs to himself. I don't really know how to explain it in fairy tale stuff. And Leon basically sacrifices himself. So that's 1 down. As Nirvana was unleashed, and we see one of Brain's tattoos disappear. Basically the black marks on him. After Nirvana was released, we see Lucy basically encounter another one of the oracion seis, which is Angel, who is a celestial wizard. She summons Aquarius, and Angel summons basically Scorpio, which is basically Aquarius's boyfriend. Of course, they leave because I don't even know how to explain a lot of stuff. I'm just tired and I'm hungry, sort of. And then Lucy summons Loki, and Karen summons Ares, one of Karen's spirits. Lucy is now confused how she got her hand on Ares. Later, Angel explains that she killed Karen and that her spirits now reside with her now, and that she says a lot of celestial wizards lost their lives to her, which means she killed a bunch. One of them had to be Karen, due to Ares. Loki and Ares fight, but Angel cuts it short by using another celestial spirit. I really don't know the name of it. It only appeared once or twice in the anime, so yeah, I don't know. And shoots them both. She then summons Gemini and uses that weapon to destroy her. While she's doing that, she keeps on saying stuff about celestial spirits not being tools, being like a part of her family. Gemini gets summoned back to the celestial world. Angel closes her gate. And Hibiki gives a spell to Lucy. When Lucy uses the spell, Angel is defeated. So, and again, another mark disappears. One part that I liked about that, it just cuts back to Angel just floating, and then it's just like, I'm still alive, you know. That part I found funny, which was basically one of the funny parts I had. Lucy then Natsu then finds Wendy and Happy and brings them back. Wendy cures up Urza, while being Hibiki giving them a map to where they are. And that part killed me when Natsu's just like, yes, great tree. I'm just like, yep. Nirvana's unleashed. Actually, skipped ahead a little. Jura starts fighting Hawkeye, and Hawkeye turns good. Basically, he had no evil in him. All he wanted to do was just find his brother. Nirvana's then unleashed, and Natsu and Happy, Lucy, Gray, Urza all go up, besides Ichiya, who has been tied up for at least 6 episodes. And they go there. Natsu then shows off again, fights against Cobra. As Natsu keeps on fighting Cobra, we later find out that Cobra is also a Dragon Slayer, which turns out to be a poison Dragon Slayer. Cobra then says that he's not actually a Dragon Slayer like Natsu. He just has a Dragon Slayer lacrima planted within him. Basically, the same thing as Loxus. Natsu wins barely right after Cobra launches his roar on him by Natsu roaring like an actual dragon, basically sending Cobra to the ground, and Brain basically shoots Cobra in the back, basically killing him. And then we find out not Cobra's prayer was to hear the voice of his one true friend, which was basically Cubelius. I told you to skip Angel's prayer, which was basically to vanish into the sky like a true angel. That means that there's only Brain and Midnight left. Jura then fights Brain, easily killing him. Easily beating him, sort of. Basically, just because of that. I don't know if Midnight fights Urza first or Brain fights Jura first, so I'm just going to Jura. On Nirvana, Urza then fights Midnight by some illusions Midnight uses. Urza wins against Midnight. And then Midnight's prayer was basically to find a quiet place to sleep. As Nirvana reaches Kate Shelter, he charges up, and before he shoots, Christina is basically still working with Ren and Sherry using their levitation magic, Leon using ice magic on a wind, Hibiki using his telekinesis to talk to the others, where the 6 main points of Nirvana are, and Eve basically controlling it. As they do this, Brain basically, all of his tattoos are gone, and now he became Zero, and Jalal is nowhere to be seen. As Natsu encounters Zero, Jalal appears, giving him this like golden flame. I totally forgot the name of it. Natsu eats it, then he unlocks Dragon Force, like he did while eating the Ether Nano. As they do this, they destroy Nirvana once and for all. As they go to K Shelter to celebrate, the Elder of K Shelter explains the whole story of Nirvana, and that he was the only survivor of the people that was part of Nirvana. He was the only survivor, and that he couldn't leave until Nirvana was destroyed. That was basically his only sin there. As that happens, right after Nirvana was destroyed and explained the whole story, he then vanishes from that world and tells Wendy that she had been living a lie her whole life, that K Shelter wasn't actually a real place. It was just basically he just made illusions of a dozen people so that they wouldn't so that she wouldn't be lonely. Lucy then writes a letter, basically to herself, that she got 3 new keys: Gemini, the twins, Scorpio, and Aries. And Wendy, earlier using her Troya spell, Natsu was happy, but then dies out again, about to die. They go back to Fairytail, where Mirjane talks to Wendy, and after she says she's a dragon slayer, now they have 3. Because the not Gagio being jealous that Natsu and Wendy have a flying cat. Before that ends, we see Mystigan appear looking at Wendy and then vanishing, which means that Mystigan, aka Jalal, basically Jalal has to do something with Wendy. I like this art a lot. Again, 9 out of 10. We meet more people, that Urza was still not the only one that was part of the whole Tower of Heaven, and that we got a new character, Wendy, and her pet Carla. And I guess that's it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep notified about my updates, hit that subscribe and hit the bell. Any other animes that you want me to watch, put down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all later. Bye.